Thanks to viewers like you and sassygamers.com, Bard Rock Cafe can exist, I guess. So, you can find links to Sassy Gamers, our Patreon, and social media stuff in the show notes. Just click. Thanks.
This episode of Bard Rock Cafe, we're using a system different than D&D. The game is called Tales of Equestria, and the party's translated our characters and some of their key abilities into that format. This is a particularly silly episode, and we hope you enjoy. April Fools!
The Bard Rock Cafe, the Bard Rock Cafe, oh no, the Bard Rock Cafe. Find themselves in a place that they don't know, the Bard Rock Cafe. Stuck in a silly pony show, far from home, unsure what to do. We'll trot on, galloping through our adventure, our nightmare, a mini campaign beyond compare. It's the Bard Rock Cafe, a TTRPG podcast.
Hello everyone, welcome to today's special episode of Bard Rock Cafe. As you might notice, I am not Kenny the DM. I am Paul, one of the players, and I'm actually going to introduce our special guest DM, Ursa Bearwalker. Everyone, let's say welcome here for Ursa.
Yay!
Yes!
Yay.
Hi, Ursa.
Oh, nobody else is clapping.
Yay! Clap!
What's up?
We love
I
you.
could clap for myself, but that's probably weird. So.
Nobody would know.
In the edit.
Yeah, right.
We'll edit in claps.
Ursa has been periodically helping us edit the show for the last year, and we've been itching for an opportunity to get him on. So when our DM decided to take some paternity leave, because congratulations, Kenny, he's a father,
Whoop, whoop.
we said, Ursa, why don't you come on and do an episode of the show with us?
And I said, yeah, let's do it. So here we are. And here we go. Today's story opens at a table in Princess Twilight Sparkle's castle. You see a small purple dragon wearing a very oversized wizard-like hat. You see a red earth pony wearing what looks like cardboard armor, and what can only be described as a horrible monstrosity with the head of a horse and a body made up of all sorts of different parts. And all of a sudden, the monstrosity rolls the dice. And a coughing can be heard from under the table.
Coffer.
This individual, whose name is Discord, says, "Oh, I'm sorry, that's just my cacophony. Don't worry about that." Zoom in and you can see his knees kind of like...
Oh my god.
In the midst of this coughing, we see a rainbow-like smoke actually being produced from the knee. Well, that doesn't look good, does it? And it sort of hovers around over the top of the table, and we start to see falling from this cloud our party. We see a unicorn, we see a magical book, a gazelle, and another pony fall and crash into the table, dice and pieces everywhere. And now you all are orienting yourselves, and you come across this scene.
Is every pony okay?
Yes, I think so. Where? What? Is everybody here?
Yep, I'm good. Horn's still in place. Where it's supposed to be. That's always good.
I can't see! All this furry stuff's in my eyes.
I keep telling you, Armbar, you need to brush your mane.
Oh! Now I can see. My mane gets in my eyes sometimes.
You hear a huh coming from slightly underneath the table. A rook gently raises herself on spindly little legs. I think something's wrong with me. As she takes in her new form.
Oh, don't worry. I learned this a long time ago. Ponies are a little bit stockier. See, look at my little hooves. Hooves. Yes, ponies have hooves. I'm definitely a pony. Yeah, you look good. You're definitely one of them fashion model ponies. The really tall, lanky ones.
FP, are you blind? Rook is a gazelle.
I might be blind. Hang on. He blinks a couple of times and, you see a couple different variations of eyeball and then... Oh, alright, right, yes, gazelle. Nice.
It's okay, friend. We'll help you stand up. We'll stand together in friendship.
Aww.
We're gonna help him stand up.
Yeah.
Who are we?
Sorry, this is really funny.
Who are we helping? I was so confused.
I think we're
We're helping
you
Rook stand up beyond her
Oh,
dangly
Rook.
gazelle legs.
Yeah, okay. I was like, who? Okay, yeah. All right. So Rook is wobbling because these legs are like way smaller than she's used to, and she hasn't quite got her footing. So how are you trying to help through
I think we
nuzzling?
each, like,
I'm
put-
just like,
Yeah, we nuzzle you up. I'm gonna
Yeah.
telekinetically lift you up.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna, like, telekinetically just reach under and scoop with my brain.
Can you go ahead and roll for that?
Sure, that's plus mind, right?
Yeah, you can. You'll roll your mind and telekinesis.
Oh, nice. I rolled a 6 on my mind. So I get to roll an D8 now, right?
Yes.
That's a 7.
Okay, so 7. So yeah, 7's good.
All right. So
So you're able to. Yeah. So go ahead.
oh, I'm sorry. So I'm able to get up. I'm guessing for what you were gonna say. So I'm raised and raised up on my feet, and I do a little springy little jumps. And Rook doesn't say anything, but I'm just gonna let you all know that the jumping is really cool right now. It's
Wow.
like
You're
springs
so
under my feet.
graceful. Us llamas, we can't do much about jumping and dancing.
Well, not with an attitude like that.
Well, watch, I'll try. Lee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Yeah.
You get some clapping from the Earth Pony.
Wait, do we look up and just see a giant earth pony looking down on us?
So you see 3 individuals looking kind of confused. Well, 2 individuals looking confused. You see this little purple dragon, the one in the hat, and the red earth pony looking utterly confused at you. The small dragon turns to the red earth pony and says, "Big Mac, I was just about to take out that dragon, and then these ponies come out of nowhere and destroyed our ogres and oubliettes board." And then the red pony just goes, "Yup." The monstrosity named Discord looks at you all and says, "Why, isn't this just the weirdest collection of ponies I've ever seen? I think maybe we should get a hold of Princess Twilight Sparkle and see what's Oh, sorry, it seems that my my cacophony seems to be spreading. I think I actually need to go lay down." And there's kind of just like a poof, and he's just like gone.
That's pretty racist that you would call us all ponies. I'm actually a llama. And this here's a gazelle, and here's a book. And how dare you call yourself a monstrosity? You should be friendly and nice to people, like us.
This is true. In a world where you can be anything you want to be nice.
As long as you believe in imagination.
Shapeshifting's also pretty useful.
As long as you believe you can be whatever you want. For instance, Epi believes he's a pony.
Exactly, because I am a pony. He blinks sideways.
Every time you say that, it really gets my goat, Epi.
I don't know what a goat is. He has goat eyes, by the way.
Bah.
So.
Did you just say bah?
Yes.
I don't think anybody caught that.
Nope, I caught the ball.
Oh yeah.
So the dragon turns to the Earth Pony. Big Mac, go get Twilight. I think she was over with Applejack over at the farm. Maybe we should get everyone together and figure out what's going on. He then turns to you and says, "Hi, my name's Spike. I work with Princess Twilight, who's out helping her friends right now, her other friends right now, and we decided we would get in this game of ogres and oubliettes. The girls aren't really keen on it. You know, it's kind of just like a boys' night thing, but you know, we invited them, they just didn't want to. So I'm sorry that you took offense by Discord. He's just kind of that way. Kind of abrasive, you know, enemy turned friend, that kind of a thing. But, so like I said, my name is Spike, and you all are definitely an interesting collection of folks. What are you doing here?"
Nice to meet you, Spyro the Dragon. I'm Brock Song, and these are my friends, Rook, Epi, Nadir, and Armbar. And we were just hanging around the Bard Rock Cafe around the Tablet of Fate in my basement, and now we're here.
I only understood about half of what you said, so, I could get you guys some tea while you wait. Would that be cool for you?
I used my telekinesis to prejudicitize some water into tea.
I only drink the finest cup of coffee. No tea! Thank you, please.
I make Armbar a cup of coffee out of water.
bitter and sweet like me.
Rook remembers something. Fairy? Fairy, are you here?
So Fairy appears, but Fairy isn't in her normal form. Fairy actually looks like a small, oversized, essentially an oversized fly. It's like a little pixie creature.
Oh.
So not quite in the bird form that she was before.
I'm just picturing like a horsefly.
Sure, go with that.
I was imagining a dragonfly personally.
Dragonfly.
Okay, Fairy, you're here. And
Yeah, what's up?
I didn't know if you came here with us, that's all. Do you...
Where's here? What are you wearing? What is that?
I don't know. I thought you would know.
Oh, it's a poncho. Okay, cool. We're good.
Okay, just you can stay. I'll call you back.
All right, poofs out. Off of one of the bookshelves flies a book, and it runs and slams into Epi.
Whoa.
Oh god. Alright. Oh, hey, look, this looks exactly like that mark that definitely appeared one day on my rump. Hi there, he scoops up the book. How are you?
It becomes pretty obvious that this book is Mortimer. It has the eye on the cover that you're sort of familiar with. Oh, it's kind of like stylized. It's cartoony now.
Ah, yes. See, it's different because the one on my butt has a little skull on it. This one has an eyeball. That one on the floor has 2 eyeballs. Kinda dear.
Hello.
So, can you fly, or should we pick you up? I mean, I know you're old, like you're the 1st edition, but like, I can get my ghost butler to pick you up and carry you around.
Nadir was personally printed by Johann Gutenberg.
He's a classic. You have to be gentle.
First of all, out of character, how dare you?
Yeah, right.
Second off, in character, how dare you? And he flies up right into your face.
You know, if
Of course I can fly.
If I had a nickel for every time I've been smacked in the face by a book today, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
You've been book checked.
This is true. It's true. This happens a lot more frequently than I thought it would.
So at this point, Spike is just sitting on the floor, just utterly confused as to what's going on. All of a sudden, there's sort of the sound of trotting as you hear a collection of hooves approach the door. The door swings open, and you see an alicorn. That's a unicorn. That is a unicorn that has Pegasus wings. So it's got both the wings and the unicorn. Burst in, purple alicorn, and you all know this. For some reason, you know that this happens to be Twilight Sparkle. What is going on? I heard that there was a commotion in the castle, and behind her you see the 5 other ponies. A white unicorn, a pink earth pony, a yellow Pegasus, an orange earth pony, and a blue Pegasus. And they all sort of burst in, trying to figure out what's going on, and they come across you. And the first thing that Twilight says to you once she sees you all is, "Isn't that just an odd collection of ponies?"
Yep, definitely a pony.
I just reach over and use a hoof to cover Armbar's mouth to stop the whole speech from happening again.
Well,
yes, pleasure to meet you, Brock Song, and I introduce everybody again. We're not from around here. Have you ever heard of the tavern called the Bard Rock Cafe? It was struck by a meteor a few days ago.
What town did you say that was?
In Las Pegasus. I mean Waterdeep. What do I mean?
I've heard of Las Pegasus. I've never heard of Waterdeep. Is that up in northern Equestria?
More like the western side of a coastal city.
Huh. Right. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. I am happy to entertain any friend of Spike's. Spike kind of turns to her and just kind of like shrugs, like, "Oh." I had heard of tales of a group of adventurers that had been going around doing various friendship tasks for us, and I appreciated that. I just didn't realize that the group would be so colorful. Kind of gives like a questioning eye to specifically Armbar and to Rook, confused as to why there's a llama and a gazelle in the middle of her castle.
I mean, you're one to talk. I mean, look, you've basically got the whole rainbow there. That one's literally got rainbow hair.
And a rainbow cutie mark.
now
Brock
remember,
Lesnar.
Epi, you can't be too mean and discriminative of other people.
Rainbow Dash just like bolts up to Epi, like right in your face. It's like, what are you talking about? What pony are you insinuating something? I'll take you in a race right now.
Alright, sure. Where are we going?
I hadn't thought about that.
That's fine. How about a race to the ceiling?
All right, you're on. Just bolts instantly as fast as you can, like blink an eye to the ceiling.
And
I
go!
would like to telekinesis hold Rainbow Dash down and fly my butt up there.
Okay, for the first one, go ahead and I gotta look up Rainbow Dash's stats. Go ahead and roll. Are you just gonna do it with your telekinesis?
I'm gonna do it with the telekinesis, but I'm also gonna be like, wait, what was that? Look over there! And then telekinesis down, and then fly up.
Do you want to use your unseen servant to help with that? Okay.
Ghost
go ahead.
Butler and telekinesis.
Okay, so go ahead and roll the telekinesis and the unseen servant.
Okay, so we got a 7 on the telekinesis, and a 4 on the unseen servant.
Okay, so we'll go with the 7.
While I'm thinking about it, because, you know what, why not? I would like to, in that speed poof cloud that inevitably happens in cartoons, morph to where I have wings now. Like, I'm just a Pegasus now. Don't question it.
So yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that next.
I would like to contest Epi's thing by using telekinesis to hold Epi in place.
Hey! How dare you cheat by cheating?
That is definitely on point. You manage to grab you go to grab Rainbow Dash, but you sort of like it's just barely miss. Like you had it essentially, if you think about it like a lasso, it was like wrapped around the foot, but like hadn't quite closed yet, and the foot just like jerks out at the very last second. So Rainbow Dash is unencumbered. She's flying, booking it as fast as she can. And then you want to so go ahead and morph.
Okay. Right, so I think this is a D10.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da, boop. That's a 2.
That's a 2. Okay, so you do morph, but instead of Pegasus wings, you end up with imagine what like a bone skeleton's wing would look like. It's just kind of like the bones. There's not really anything to like capture the air, so you're not gonna be able to fly anywhere. You're sort of flapping, but it's just kind of like sticks, essentially, just kind of like going back and forth.
It's like in Moana where Maui half changes. And he's like shark butt.
It's kind of like you went to go for lizard wings, but like you forgot to put the connective tissue between the bones.
Ah.
So you're kind of just like flapping there.
Well, dang it! Not again.
So I don't think you need to hold her down. I think Epi's pretty much stuck there. So
yep.
So Rainbow Dash instantly reaches the ceiling. Kind of very slowly comes back down. Just like, I thought this was gonna be like a challenge. That wasn't any fun. And just kind of like slinks back to the back of the group.
Sorry, I forgot to put the skin on him.
You then see the pink pony seemingly materialize out of nowhere with a high degree of excitement. Just like, oh my gosh, I absolutely love when we meet new friends. What's your favorite cakes? Kind of like jumping to each of you, asking what your favorite cake is. So Armbar, what's your favorite cake?
I like me a good slice of coffee cake.
Nadir?
Well, marbled, actually.
Rook?
Plum.
Did you say plum?
Yeah, plum cake.
Okay.
The gothest of cakes. Red velvet.
And Epi.
Yes, I've had cake before. That's definitely a thing I've had.
I don't. So insight's not a thing in this game, but I'd like to roll insight to see what Epi's ever eaten.
Sure. Let's go ahead and roll mind and charm. Roll them both.
I rolled a 1 on mine,
and
I rolled a 4 on charm.
I'd like to contest the roll.
Epi roll charm.
Okay. Alright, gold and blue sparkly dice. Let's see what happens here. Alright, that's a 6.
So you get to roll a d8.
Okay, alrighty. Let's do my brand new diamond dice with a d8. That's a 5? It's a 5.
Okay. So 6. So So, Brock, you are unable to discern whether or not Epi has in fact had cake. Epi seems very convincing that he has in fact at some point had cake, just doesn't remember what it was.
That checks out.
You know. It had so much frosting on it, I couldn't see it.
So this pink pony sort of like disappears for a second and then pops back up, having a cupcake of each of these flavors, and fires off. And while also appearing, party confetti seems to fly everywhere, and the cakes are just like in your hands, like "Happy birthday, every pony!"
I'm going to take a bite of the cake that is definitely a flavor.
Is it every flavor?
It's cake flavor.
It's an everything bagel.
I mean, if there's such a thing as birthday cake ice cream, that means there must be such a thing as birthday cake cake.
This is true. There is such a thing.
Yeah, there is.
She pops over Epi's shoulder and she's like, "Since you weren't really specific, I just got you this one. It's like it's triple fudge, peanut butter, pecans, and pickles."
Pickles definitely add an interesting zing to it.
I know, right?
This is the best cake I've ever had.
Pickles are a palate cleanser, so every bite is fresh.
Exactly. It is the best cake I've ever had. There's no telling how many cakes I've had.
I just want to point out we actually canonically established Epi does enjoy eating pickles. That was in episode
This is true.
episode 3, I believe.
This is true.
Rook has swallowed her cupcake, which is a plum cake, which is a real type of cake, I swear, that's eaten on Christmas. I swear.
Yeah. No,
This is
I got
definitely
you.
a cake.
I knew what you were talking about.
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, Rook shoves that sweetness in her mouth. She loves her sweets.
I'm assuming because Nadir doesn't have hands that it was just shoved directly into his mouth.
Yeah, right. How does a book eat?
Carefully.
She threw it at you and you kind of like instinctively like tilted back just a little bit so it would land like at the bottom of the book.
I was just imagining the book opens up and just smashes closed to like smush the cake.
Frosting everywhere.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was one of my first instincts too, but it does have a mouth, so...
I'm just gonna look at Nadir. Alright, so is your stomach like behind the cover, or is it like in between the pages? Like how does this open? Yeah.
Don't think about it too much.
Okay. I don't really know where my stomach is now either.
Epi, everyone knows exactly where the stomach is on a book. It's right in front of the spine.
I'm dying.
Nice.
How dare you?
Audible groan.
No, Audible is digital books.
Oh my god!
Twilight Sparkle no longer wants anything to do with our party.
So Twilight Sparkle's watching this whole interaction. She's just like, "Pinkie Pie, I know you want to throw them a party. Go ahead and plan one for tonight. In the meantime, I think maybe we should get our new friends here settled. I have some business to attend to. I gotta contact the other princesses and figure out what's going on. But Applejack, Rarity, if you want to go, take them to town. Maybe help them pick up some supplies if they need them. I don't know how long they plan on staying. We can figure out what's going on." And you see the orange pony and the white unicorn walk up. The white unicorn's like, "Oh, darling, that sounds absolutely splendid. These rags," and she kind of like lifts up Rook's hooded robe that she's wearing. It's like, "These rags are dreadful. I'd love to get you in something with maybe some diamonds or some sapphires. Bring out the real beauty in your face." And you kind of like strolls over to Brock. "I would love to know where you who did the threading on this shirt. It's absolutely adorable." And it's kind of like going off about fashion nonsense. While the orange pony Applejack walks up to it's just standing, not even walking up to, just standing next to Armbar. Just like, so you're the muscle, right?
You're darn tootin'.
I respect that. You ever have an apple?
I like them Granny Smiths, to be honest.
You met my Granny Smith?
Granny Smith is quite the apple picker.
How old are you? She's like 1 billion pony years old.
I'm a little less than that. I don't do numbers too well, so I couldn't give you exact number.
Oh, just like my brother, Big Mac. I think you and I'll get along pretty well, I think.
Oh yeah, as long as you like those comfies and those apples. Good eats.
Pulls out an apple, sort of like hands it to you. Here, take this one. I think you'll enjoy it.
Don't mind if I spit, though. It's kind of my thing.
It's true. You have to duck sometimes.
Always out thin end, Granny Smith always told me.
I heard that if you eat one of those, it can keep the doctor away from you, so you don't get sick anytime soon.
Just remember, you always gotta see the doctor.
So Twilight's getting kind of antsy because there's a lot going on right now. So she's trying to sort of get you all out so that she can sort of figure out what's going on, contact the other princesses, and maybe get an idea of why you're here and all that other good stuff. So Rarity and Applejack sort of motion you to come with them for a walk down in town.
Rook unnecessarily bounds there, just leaps at every opportunity because it's so fun.
Is this basically Rook has like moon shoes from the 90s?
Yeah, right. Boing, 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 just like for
The
no
wonderful thing about
reason.
tigers. These tigers are wonderful things. Their tops are made out of bottom.
Darling, you are very graceful in your jumps, but people are really starting to stare. I think perhaps maybe you should take smaller steps. Maybe like a little trot like this. And she sort of like starts to do like a prancy trot that you would see like a show horse do.
Rook
Oh,
sorta
you should
like-
try this one. This one's a lot of fun, and I'm just going to telekinesis hover 5 feet off the ground.
Roll for telekinesis.
Okay, that's a D8. All right. Doink. I rolled an 8.
Okay, roll a d10.
Okay, here we go. Since Sapphire dice are doing so good. Okay, so that's a 9.
Okay, so it'll be a 9. So you successfully do lift yourself up 5 feet off the ground, and it's absolutely fluid. It's just as if you were walking, but it's in the middle of the air.
See, it's a lot of fun.
Is that okay to do?
No, it's not.
How dare you? This is
So-
perfectly normal pony behavior.
Yeah,
You
are you sure it's not okay? As Nadir just flies right behind.
See? Not the
Epi,
only one.
every pony knows you don't just go around hovering everywhere unless you're a book.
So Rarity uses her own telekinesis. Can you make a body check for me, Epi?
Body
Oh, sorry,
check?
no, mind check.
Mind check. Okay, so that's a D6. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, we're doing spoopy dice for this one. That's a 2.
Okay, so Rarity uses her telekinesis to sort of lower you back to the ground, and just says, "No, that's really not okay."
Oh. But the arrow is so much nicer up there.
There is still some smog down here.
So you walk out of the doors of the castle. What you now know is a castle. You sort of assumed because there was a bunch of hallways with various doors, but you walk out, you see that this castle is actually made from a giant tree, and as you walk out the door, you see what looks like a really small town. A town that probably shouldn't have a castle in the middle of it, but it does. You see sort of like quaint little shops, just like a standard small village. And as you're walking down, they're sort of greeting ponies as they walk by, and you catch a brief hint of the cupcake shop that's around the corner. You can see ponies exchanging flowers for what looks like currency, gold coins. You see little kids playing out in the street. You don't see anything like that we would expect to see here, like cars or anything like that. Everyone's walking. You don't really see a whole lot of carts. It just seems to be like a town, a regular small town or small village that just happens to be occupied with ponies. You just see lots of ponies. You see Pegasi, unicorns, earth ponies, but not really a whole lot of llamas or gazelle or even flying books.
Well, this sort of explains the small amount of xenophobia. It's just a pony town. Really, y'all need to, invest in better marketing. Get yourself some, new and exciting vibes for the town,
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they get much immigration.
Alright, why don't we just spend the time we were going to spend shopping for new clothes to go to the Bureau of Tourism and see what we can do to help around?
We're just inventing our own quest at this point. So nice.
Applejack and Rarity kind of just turn around and they give you a funny look, and they say, I don't know what you're talking about. We have non-ponies here. We have the Friendship School. There's a yak, there is a hippogriff, there's a griffin, there's even a changeling.
Really? I didn't know that y'all could have those here.
I've never seen a changeling before.
What is a changeling? Tell me in great detail.
Alright, so you know what a bug is. So it's kind of like that, but not.
You don't know what a changeling is?
No, that was supposed to be above board, but...
Oh, okay. Oh, so a change. Okay, above board then. So a changeling.
I mean, I was doing it in game.
It was above. It was above board me mimicking Epi.
Okay.
Armbar was definitely trying to incentivize that he's never seen a changeling before.
Well, you might have, you just wouldn't know it.
It's very
fair
confusing.
and terrifying.
I'm not
Well, I
one
mean,
of
they're
those thinking types.
That's okay. It's not the best thing to be a thinking type.
I mean, you wouldn't want to lie to us, right? We're your friends. We need honesty and trustworthiness.
Epi is the most honest pony I know.
Right, pony.
Oh, I really hope that Epi's
Element of harmony.
her element of harmony is honesty, because that'd be perfect.
The irony would not be lost, but no, sadly it's magic.
I would hate to be lied to. It's not nice to lie.
I mean, technically speaking, right now I am a pony. That's the truth.
Applejack's just sitting there, just like nodding her head. Yep. Yeah. I knew you and I would get together. My element of harmony is honesty.
Ah, so don't tell you any secrets.
I mean, I can keep a secret if I need to, but I'd rather not.
It's hard to keep a secret.
Me? What? No! I mean, sometimes my cutie mark changes, but that's not a big deal. I'm sure it's a medical condition.
Darling, if your cutie mark is changing, you might want to consult someone. we do have an herbalist, Zakora, who lives in the forest. She might be able to help you with that condition.
Oh, I do like me some herbs.
Although she does speak in rhyme, so that can be quite dreadful sometimes.
Man, I haven't had any herbs since my days in the Bard College.
Oh, I get it. It was a weed joke.
Yeah.
Of course, that's the tea you make for real. I'm just gonna lean over to Applejack. Alright, in complete honesty, his tea isn't real. It's full of lies.
It's actually coffee.
You know what? I feel like his coffee is perfect for you because of the really low caffeine levels.
Why you say that? As he stutters his head.
I put my hoof to the side of my mouth and whisper to Epi, "You don't want to see Armbar on real caffeine."
Okay, well now I kind of do.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, Applejack, you ever had apple-flavored coffee?
Apple-flavored coffee?
I'm Googling to see if that's a real thing.
I mean, I've had some. I put a little bit of apple peel and some cinnamon. Brew that into your coffee. Absolutely delicious.
Maybe a little apple fritter next time with the coffee.
I do like me an apple fritter. She starts drooling, just like completely awkwardly.
I'm
in the middle
drooling.
of this town.
Armbar's drooling too.
I've definitely had an apple before. I definitely know what that tastes like.
I'd like to roll insight to see whether or not Epi's eaten an apple.
I'm going to contest it.
You can roll. You guys can roll mind checks.
That's a 6.
Oh dang it! That's a 1.
So he's pretty damn sure that you don't even know what an apple looks like, even though you just saw Applejack hand Armbar an apple.
I pull out an orange from my bag, the ether, and just like, here you go, have a delicious apple, Epi.
Oh, thank you. I heard it's good for keeping the doctor away, and I eat it rind and all.
Applejack's just shaking her head.
Who all is with us right now? Is it just Applejack and Rarity?
Yeah, everyone else is off trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, Fluttershy saw this and just walked the other direction.
Fluttershy is trying to help. Fluttershy is there to sort of do anything that Twilight Sparkle might need.
Nadir's gonna go over to Rarity because she seems to be the most sane of the two. And said, your princess mentioned earlier something that she thought we were some people going around doing friendship. What's up with that?
What is friendship?
You know what friendship is.
Deep. Rarity pulls out a pipe and starts pontificating philosophically. Well, you see, friendship is. No, she turns to you and she says, "Well, we've been hearing stories about a group of adventurers going around and helping solve friendship problems, which has actually been very nice because it's taken a lot of the burden off of us. We assumed that was you. If you're saying that's not you, then we're really at a loss for who you are or why you may be here."
I mean, I guess that's technically what we've been doing, and he kind of turns and scans his eyes over the group.
I mean, there was one time we stole, like, a ruby thing, but by stole, I mean we failed miserably, so technically we haven't committed any crimes yet. So that's basically the same as solving friendship problems, not committing crimes.
Honestly, we're here because weird stuff happens to us all the time, and I do mean all the time. Like, sometimes 4 or 5 times a day.
I don't know about you, I'm perfectly normal. Blinks sideways.
I don't even need to roll a check on that one.
As you say that, go ahead and Brock, roll me a D100.
D100. That is 76.
76.
Oh no, is that the wild magic trigger? Is saying I don't even need to roll for this what makes wild magic happen?
No, I think pointing out the fact wild magic exists causes it to happen.
So Brock, you I wish I were making this up. You glow with a bright blue light in a 30-foot radius for the next minute. Any creature that moves within 5 feet of you is blinded for a turn. So everyone is temporarily blinded.
So
If you've been
bright.
standing within 5 feet of Brock.
I was definitely standing next to Epi's. Epi's definitely blind.
Oh, that's new.
I'm gonna throw a blanket over him.
Roll. Go ahead and do a body roll for that.
So I rolled a 2.
So you pull out the blanket and you throw it, but it ends up covering Applejack instead.
Applejack, quick, put that on him.
What's going on? What in tarnation?
Applejack.
It got dark all of a sudden.
Where'd you go, Applejack? What happened?
Everyone's
It did get really dark. Is it like an
That
eclipse or something?
fiend.
so you're obviously all sort of like stupefied as to what's going on. There was just this bright blue flash, and then all of a sudden everyone's sort of wandering around. As the effect starts to dissipate, Armbar, you see immediately to your left. Well, immediately to your right, you see Applejack covered in a blanket, and then immediately to your left, you see a giant. You didn't see it before. It's a giant. It's a vegetable stand, and the main focus of this vegetable stand is beets. So they have made a giant beet tower that's sort of in the middle of this vegetable display. A beet tower.
Okay.
Oh, I've heard of this place. It's called Beats by Dre.
Ugh.
Oh my god.
The pony walks out. He's like, they call me Dreyfus, not Dre. Thank you. Turns around, walks back inside.
How much you want to bet that I can spit that tower down?
I will bet you 1 entire apple.
Ooh, you got it.
Wait, Epi, show them the apple first.
I pick up a rock.
I like rocks, they're tasty.
They're good for the digestion.
And if they're coming from my friend Epi, then I'll do it.
Yeah, they're very good for keeping the doctor away. You hit him with one of these, no doctor visit that day.
Anyway, no vandalizing the beet stand.
We're not vandalizing, we're having a contest.
If you
I'm
knock
pretty
those,
sure.
if you knock those
I'm
beets
pretty
over,
sure
I'm
you
making
would
you pay
ruin
for
the
them.
beets if you spit on them. So
Also,
We
you're
can
trying to
buy
knock
them.
them down. Armbar, if you knock over that tower, I'm gonna make you pay the merchant for all those beets.
Why? That's not very nice.
Paying for the
Yeah.
products you damaged is actually very nice.
Hey, come on, be a friend.
But nobody
Don't be a
likes
snitch.
beets, they're gross.
The beets are very sick.
And the beat goes on. And the beat goes on.
And I think I've heard something about dropping the beets. I think it's like a cultural thing.
So Applejack and Rarity have had enough of this. So Applejack physically gets on the other side of Armbar and just like, don't you dare touch them beets. Them's just innocent farmers trying to sell their wares. And then she sort of starts to push you in towards the shop that's actually across the way.
Yes, ma'am.
The shop that you.
You brought the beats up! You wanted me to do something to those beats, damn it! They had it coming. Picking a fight with me, those beats.
It was a diss track, man. We gotta get it back at him.
Those are Chekhov's beats. They're gonna come back. My cabbages!
Yeah, you're gonna rue the day we didn't spit on those beats. They're gonna be the main enemy.
Yeah, so Applejack and Rarity sort of like shoo you guys into the store. Brock, you're the last one in. As you're walking in, you see a food truck actually sort of cart by.
I approach the food truck and I will try and buy a taco.
Sure. That'll be 2 bits.
I pay 2 bits.
I mean, this is some strange looking money, but he goes ahead and takes the bits, and you have yourself a carrot taco.
All right, I scarf it down.
What did you give him bits of?
I don't. Wasn't that just what the money's called?
Yeah.
Oh. Thought maybe
But they're strange looking coins. They don't know what's going on.
give him bits of, like, your fur, or bits of
No.
the rock.
I have a lock. I mean, an apple. It's definitely an apple.
It looks rotten.
So, what's in the store?
So it's just a general purpose store. So it's got like basic adventuring equipment. You don't see a lot of weapons or armor like you're used to. You see a lot more like exploration gear or specialty kits for things like there's a party kit, there's like a jewelry making kit, things like that. You don't really see. Like, you're not going to find a weapon here. The closest thing to a weapon you're going to find is like a 10-foot pole.
Is there a grappling hook?
Don't you?
Yes, let's say that there's a grappling hook.
Don't you float?
All right. Nadir wants to buy a grappling hook.
Don't you float?
Yes.
The character with no arms is going to ask for a grappling hook.
Yes.
Okay.
He needs it. It's very important to his cultural background.
Okay. Let's go ahead and say that you all spend a certain amount of time getting various gear. So Nadir wants a grappling hook. Is there anything else you had your eyes set on?
Not really. I know we had this conversation beforehand, but like, I don't know what to get.
What do they have in the way of musical instruments?
What kind of musical instrument do you want?
A lute.
A tuba.
You can get a lute. You can get a lute or something that's at least in the same ballpark as a lute.
Oh, actually, you know what? I just want a trombone.
You can get a trombone.
Okay,
That's the thing you can't get.
I have a trombone.
Oh,
Wah,
oh,
wah.
I want that there kazoo.
Armbar gets a kazoo.
I'm really good at this.
Just spit flying everywhere as you play.
Oh, Armbar, I got you this from the food truck, and I hold out a triple shot of espresso.
Oh, my favorite. Thank you,
I would
boss.
like a pen to take notes.
We'll go ahead and get you. You can have a full writing kit, so you'll have pen and paper and all that good stuff.
Does this have real caffeine?
It is triple caffeine.
As he says that, roll a d100.
Armbar or rock?
Armbar.
Okay.
Sorry, I missed that. What was that?
Roll a D100.
Roll a
Armbar.
d100.
Oh,
As the caffeine hits your bloodstream, wild magic procs.
73.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, so there's 4, 5, 6, 7, there's 8 of you.
Plus the shopkeep, I assume.
Yeah, that's the 8.
Okay.
Because it's 5 of you, the 2 other ponies, and then the shopkeep. So 8. So Rarity all of a sudden turns a light shade of purple, and she says, I'm not quite feeling so hot, and she sort of like dramatically starts to like pass out.
I want to try and catch Rarity while she's passing out.
Go ahead and roll a body check for that.
That is a 2.
I'm gonna let you succeed, but you succeed by belly flopping onto the floor. So she's landed on top of you, like on your back. You kind of like dove and
I broke her fall.
yeah, broke her fall.
Oh, don't worry about it. I got this, and I'm gonna go trot over and then use my magic to reanimate Rarity.
She's not dead.
I'm doing it anyway. Like, it may do nothing, but...
Epi's like, I cast Revivify. Does the Heimlich maneuver.
Go ahead and
Exactly.
roll it. Go ahead and roll it.
Okay. This may be stupid, but it will be fun. Okay. That's an 8.
Okay, roll a 10.
Okay. Here we go, rubber ducky dice. What you got for me? Ooh, that was only a 6.
Okay, so an 8. So you go to reanimate Rarity, and your magic doesn't really seem to be working. But you do notice that in the display case that's immediately behind Rarity, there was a stuffed squirrel, like the kind of squirrel that you would like a stuffed animal. Like a stuffed animal, like an animal that's been
Taxidermy?
taxidermied that you would like put on a desk or something for decoration. And you see it sort of start to like twitch and like start to move a little bit as it's sort of running over to you. So you now have an animated taxidermied squirrel.
Oh! Another one of those friends that I make sometimes. Pat.
And you can tell it's got like it's got like spring on the inside because it's been stuffed. So it's kind of like bouncing as you pet it, like a pillow.
I have so many existential questions about revivifying a taxidermy animal. Questions we
for
will
later.
not be exploring, dear listener.
No, we will not. So Rarity has just passed out. Applejack takes a look at her and sort of seems to know what's going on. Asks the shopkeep for an antidote, gives it to her, and she seems to be fine. It seems that she was struck by a poison, but she's a little bit weak right now. But she seems like she'll be doing okay. So Applejack is going to ask Armbar to help carry Rarity back to her dress shop, which was your next stop anyway, so that she can lay on her fainting couch, which is appropriately going to be used for her fainted self now. So you all are going to sort of rush over there. I mean, you're now in Rarity's dress shop. As Rarity is laying there, she turns to you all and she says, "Those clothes. This is very important. I need you all to listen. I'm dying. I need you all to listen before I faint again. Those clothes that you're wearing are absolutely dreadful. You need to replace them with any garments. Anything. With some pizzazz, some jewels, some precious metals, anything from my shop. Just take it. Just take it." And she sort of like dramatically like closes her eyes as if she's fainted, and then does that thing where she like cracks her eye a little bit to see if you guys are going to find some clothes to put on.
Just gonna hold up. I have shiny rocks. I think I already have, like, special jewels. See this? I have lots of diamonds. I'm gonna hold up an entire, like, fistfuls of diamonds. Don't ask where I got these.
Alright, but Epi, you need to be wearing them.
As you do that, you see Rarity's workbench, which has literally buckets of rubies and sapphires and diamonds and emeralds in it. Like, enough to where you're actually kind of impressed.
Alright. I like this one. I put the diamonds away. I'm gonna go, accessorize, and I'm gonna go take many shiny objects. Not stealing it if it was offered.
No,
Rook
Epi,
is,
you need to go look for... Brock grabs Epi and leads them toward the most jewel-studded piece of clothing in the shop.
Oh my god, you can wear them.
Rook looks for the darkest piece of clothing in the store. What is it?
You have a couple options. You have the option of what the equivalent, the pony equivalent of a three-piece tuxedo, but it's like just the jacket and like the cummerbund. If you wanted to go something a little bit more gendered, there is a short dress. It comes roughly to about the knee, but it is laced with sort of like really bright silvery thread, and does have some very ostentatious jewels across the collar.
Rook goes for the tuxedo.
Tuxedo it is. So as you all are looking for these various outfits, Rarity just sort of like pops in like almost out of nowhere as Rook is looking at the tuxedo. "Darling, I know that I said that your rags here were dreadful, but I don't know that you would be interested in this. You may be interested in something a little bit." And she holds up the other dress. Suggesting that it may be a little bit more appropriate for you, for your gazelle-like figure.
I don't know, the tuxedo did look pretty cute.
I prefer pants.
Well, I guess to each pony their own. And she puts the dress back, and then she runs over to where she's obviously better now. She runs over to where Epi is looking at the jewel-encrusted outfit and says, I know that I did say anything in the store, but I don't quite think that this would work for your body type. This is more for someone... It would have to be a custom job. This is made for someone who's about 3 inches taller than you are.
When she looks over, Epi has grown 3 inches all of a sudden.
Well played.
I stand corrected.
Your dad said it was custom order.
Then sort of confusedly walks off.
Rook kind of sidles towards Rarity and tries to say something to her in a quiet voice so other people don't hear. I don't know if that's
Yes, darling.
Do you have maybe, and Rook is like really, really shy about this. Do you have maybe like a cool hood? Like a cool one? One that looks nice?
I mean, I have hoods for the winter, if that's what you mean.
Well, something that'll hide me, but maybe with a cool fabric on the inside or something. I mean, I do like that there's a lot of pretty stuff in here. I just usually try not to be seen.
Oh, you want something so very loudly. Oh, you want something dashing! And she runs off. She trots off to a room in the back, and she comes back. She comes back with this it's a black hood. It's kind of like what you would throw over something like a tuxedo, and it's just the hood. So it sort of covers the shoulder, roughly your shoulder blades. It has the hood on the top, and then it's inlaced with like a velvety red color on the inside. Is this what you were thinking of, darling?
Yeah. Rook is very pleased. Her completely black eyes, because that's what gazelles have, are glinting with pleasure.
Always glad to help a pony find their special piece. What are you doing, Armbar?
Well, I found me some of these nice suspenders that'll keep up my Daisy Dukes I found.
I like that we just canonically established they're called Daisy Dukes in universe too.
So as Rarity trots over, she just sees torn pant legs on the floor.
Oh, God.
Sorry, I get a little hungry.
Threads coming from Armbar's mouth. Well, since I can't sell them now, I guess they're yours. Consider the suspenders an extra bonus, I guess.
Thank you.
Just kind of tries to pick up the legs and walk off. Gestures.
I start growling.
So, all right. I didn't want to touch them anyway, as they're covered in spittle or something. Nadir. She walks over to you, Nadir, and she said,
A book cover.
I realize that you are a book, and books probably don't have a need for many clothes, but could I interest you in a fancy bookmark? And she sort of pulls out a really, really elaborate bookmark. One of those that goes, you sort of insert it into the spine, and it's a ribbon that folds over. But the ribbon is very very detailedly embroidered. It seems to have a scene sort of depicting a key moment in Equestria's history. It's the moment when the two princesses, Luna and Celestia, trapped Discord in stone. So it's sort of like almost like a stained glass representation, but it's been embroidered onto this bookmark.
Oh, that's lovely. I have the perfect spot for it. Nadir unclasps and opens up, and there is the text of the history of this sealing away as well. And he's like, you can put it right here.
She very nervously kind of almost like she doesn't know what's going to happen as she's leaning into you. Kind of with her telekinesis, sort of tucks it in. Says, "All right, there you go."
Right, and then he just shuts back up, reclasps the lock on the side. It's like, yes, thank you.
So now that everyone, Brock, what did you say that you picked up?
Actually, Brock was looking at a red piece, but then he said, Miss Rarity, I'm a performer. What do you have that would stand out the most?
She walks you over to a section of the store. It's a very. She actually walks you to the display booth out front, and you see what is quite possibly the loudest outfit you have ever seen.
The anti-rook, if you will.
Yes, the anti-rook. Yes. It is it is a vest that is completely from top to bottom, alternating silver sequins and small emeralds, just all the way across the entirety of this vest.
I'll take it. And
looking at it in the sun kind of hurts your eyes a little bit.
That and a top hat, because for some reason when I arrived here, my other top hat disappeared.
She shows you the collection of top hats. There's several to choose from.
I choose the loudest top hat humanly possible, or ponyly possible.
Do you want it to match your vest, or do you want it to be gaudy?
I want it to match the vest.
You want it to match the vest? Okay.
Brock has fashion sense.
Okay, that's fair. So you find a hat that is largely silver, roughly the same color as those sequins, and the ribbon across it matches the emeralds on the vest. All right, now that every pony seems to be dressed up, I think maybe we should go check back in with see what Princess Twilight Sparkle has come across and see what's going on. On your way back, is there anything that anyone would like to do? There was a food. Sorry, go ahead.
I want to pick up rope from the store. That's it.
Okay, we'll just say that you grabbed rope.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Speaking of from the store, can I pick up some beetle wing like wax, like you would use for a surfboard, but for beetle wing?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure. We'll say that it's like a whole amateur entomology kit, like that you would give to a grade schooler. So it has like basically everything you would need to collect and mount insects. So it'll be included in there.
I definitely have normal reasons for having this.
Totally normal. You all trot back, and as you trot back, you open the door, and Twilight comes to you and says, "Oh, thank goodness you ponies are here. I have talked to the other princesses in the castle, and I spoke with Candace, Princess Candace, and the Crystal Empire. I even spoke with Discord. It wasn't my favorite interaction, but he is our friend." And she kind of says that as she's like talking through her teeth nervously. It seems like what has happened is Discord is sick. He says it's nothing serious. It's essentially so Discord is an interesting creature. He's what we would call Draconius. You may or may not be familiar. He is essentially the embodiment of all chaos in Equestria. So when he gets sick or he's not feeling well, really odd things seem to happen, and it seems that his case of cacophonia became aggravated, and you ponies happen to be transported here from we're not really sure where. We're going to do our best to have him get better as quickly as possible, but there's not a whole lot that we can do. So, in the meantime, I would like to offer you that you could stay here in the castle. I have plenty of extra space here, and hopefully, in the next day or two, we can get this sort of wrapped up, and we can get you back where you're supposed to be. Where did you say water depth? Water depth, is that what you said?
Water trough, definitely water trough.
Water trough, okay. Water Johnny Depp, got it. Okay. I mean, it's just about time for our party. Pinkie Pie finished in the main room, so if you want to head over there, you can enjoy some more of the cake. I know that you there, Gazelle, you said your name was Rook.
Yeah.
I know that you enjoyed your plum cake, and I'm still not entirely sure how you ate your marbled cake. Nadir? Is that right? Nadir?
Yeah. Yes?
I'm not entirely sure how a book eats. I mean, I would love to talk to you about being a book. I love books. You can see from my library here. She turns and there's just like books on literally every subject that you can imagine, just plastered wall to wall. But I'm not.
We could have conversation. Yes.
But in the meantime, I think it would be great if everyone sort of just went to the main ballroom, sort of enjoyed the party, and maybe we can sort of address things in the morning and see sort of where we're at that point. Right now, Fluttershy is over with Discord. They have a nice relationship, so she's sort of taking care of him. And then we'll see sort of where we're at in the morning, and we can go from there. So unless there are any objections, we'll go ahead and head off to the party. You guys can enjoy the food, the dancing, talk to some other ponies from the town. We brought in a couple folks from some of the outer areas of Equestria, so that you can see not just the ponies, but see some of the other people that we have here, some of the other ponies we have here in Equestria, the other creatures that we have here in Equestria. And if you have no objections, let's head on over there.
Party, you say? Brock rubs his hips together.
All right.
Brock loves parties.
So you head on over to the party. You see as you walk into the main room, Pinky has taken this room that was essentially empty when you were in there earlier, except for the Ogres and Oubliettes board, and it's like plastered. Streamers, balloons, there's like party-themed posters, there's just cakes, candies, punch fountains, just it's impossible how much she got done in the amount of time that you folks were gone. So everyone's just turns and looks at you, and they'll say, "Hey!" and then they go back to what they were doing, and you can sort of wander around the party and interact with folks. You see unicorns and earth ponies and pegasi, as well as some other creatures that you're not so familiar with. One looks like an eagle with... Actually, I guess you're familiar with the idea of a griffin. There's a griffin. There is a giant yak. A couple yaks. You see a strange bird-like Pegasus creature flying around. There is an absurdly large, sea serpent monster sort of, peeking in through the window. He's sort of, hanging in half. He's got this really, extravagant, flowy hair. He's joking around, and everyone seems to be totally fine with the fact that there's a sea monster in the middle of this party. A couple mules. There's a whole host of different animals, and you can sort of wander around and have your fun. If there's something in particular that you would like to do, we can go ahead and, if there's someone you wanted to interact with, we can go ahead and do that now.
I want to know...
Everyone except for Fluttershy and Discord that you have met so far is here.
I want to know what the coffee did to Armbar.
Above table, it made Rarity poisoned.
I think Steph meant we said that Armbar shouldn't be allowed to have caffeine, and we gave Armbar caffeine.
Oh.
We gave Armbar a triple shot of espresso, which is basically a monster energy drink.
Right. He slammed it, didn't he?
Yep.
Armbar, roll a d100.
Alright. 23.
Your coat turns a vibrant shade of blue. This can only be removed by magical means. So you're blue.
Brooke, we're twins.
I'm not blue anymore.
First thing Nadir does is he goes to grab a drink.
Well played.
Armbar wants to go up to the yaks.
Before you do that, Epi, I want you to roll a mind check for me.
Okay. I gotta remember what my mind thing is. It's that. Okay. Here we go. Ocean dice, I believe in you. That's a 3.
Okay. That's fine. Okay, so you want to go over to the yaks, you said?
Yeah.
I was checking to see whether or not Armbar turning blue was going to have you start tinting blue as well.
I briefly considered being rock, but blue right next to him. Nah, it's fine.
So Armbar walks up to the yaks. The yaks turn to Armbar and they say, "You funny-looking pony!
Aren't you guys the nice group? Heard on the street one of you guys might be Weird Al Yankovic, the famous singer and songwriter."
Yaks no sing, yaks only dance. And the yak starts doing a traditional Yakistonian dance, which is essentially just jumping up and down, making the whole room shake.
I want to learn the Yankovic dance.
And I started doing it too, with my Days of Dukes.
So we have Armbar. We have Armbar the yak. Armbar the llama, and the yak jumping, dancing, and everyone's trying to scooch away from this train wreck waiting to happen as they're sort of jumping and things on tables are rattling and all that kind of thing. A younger yak walks up to this bigger yak that Armbar was talking to. Is like, "Grand Elder, I told you not good to do Yakistonian dance at pony event." And he kind of stops and says, "Sorry, yak forgot."
We get the best of ourselves, kid.
It okay. You not familiar with pony traditions. I learn about pony traditions at friendship school. Let me show you. And she introduces you to some of the very, very basic pony steps for dancing, and that'll occupy you for a little while.
All right.
I am taking notes.
Rock grabs Epi. "Come on, Epi, come dance with me."
Oh, yep. Sure thing, bud. That's a thing I know how to do.
As you both get onto the dance floor, you notice that the DJ sort of changes the audio, going from what was this more upbeat dance track to a slow dance.
Yep, Brock takes the lead, takes one of Epi's hooves in one hand, and then wraps his arm behind his leg behind Epi's back.
I would like to float and be like floated around.
You want to use your telekinesis to dance?
Yes, I want to float, but like, you know, when somebody else takes the lead, it's just like you're going with them. It's like, yes, I'm not stepping on anyone's toes. I'm not stepping. Yes. Dancing.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your telekinesis.
Okay, here we go. You know what? We're doing blueberry dice for this. Come on, blueberry. That's a 5. You know, first time dancing. It's reasonable.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you do it. So you're literally as light on your feet as you can get, as your feet are not on the ground at all, sort of hovering about an inch above the ground.
And Brock's just very, very gracefully twirling Epi, dipping Epi, just all kinds of like crazy dance moves.
I'm a lot better at this than I thought I would be.
You can see the ponies around you, sort of like, because obviously Brock went to the Bard College, right? And I'm sure you learned at the Bard College how to dance, formal dances. So you can see all the ponies are sort of like starting to like almost form a circle around you, sort of watching you all dance, and they're captivated by it. The music starts to wind down, and then the track changes from that slow dance to more like club music, like almost like EMDR. And you look over at the DJ, and you see that it's this DJ just hanging out there, like raising a hoof at you two, like, yeah, what's going on? That's awesome. Anyone else?
So,
I definitely know how to dance to this one, and I am going to do something, alright. It probably looks a little bit like I'm just like, you know how you rotate a 3D object in video games? That.
Can we just say that you're doing the peanut?
Yes.
Okay, you're doing the peanuts, where you're just like, your head's bobbing, and you're just jumping up and down.
And I think Rook was gonna say something.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Rook is, notices Armbar's got a bunch of buddies around him. Epi and Brock are doing their thing over there. And she's really awkwardly unsure of where to go and doesn't know how to introduce herself to anybody. So she does the only thing she can think of doing, which is to just join the book nadir at the food area, and just goes towards the sugariest looking thing, which I'm sure there is something that looks literally like sugar over there, and just decides to get a taste of the sweets of Equestria.
Just throwing this out there, we're in a horse world. I'm pretty sure there's just a tray of sugar cubes if you want the sugariest thing possible. That's
perfect. That's exactly what Rook would want.
As you're over there, Nadir, did you want to interact with Rook in any way or anything else? Or are you too busy drinking your drink?
No, Nadir's an old man. He's not the partying.
And
scratch that. Let me try that again. Nadir's an old pony. He's not really the partying type. So I think he's just kind of wallflowering. And so if Rook comes over, yeah, he'll talk with him.
So as you are sitting there, sort of reuniting with each other, you hear sort of off to the side, in a very, very flat monotone voice, you hear this pony, Pinky, I think this pony is tons of fun. I was planning to spend time with my rocks and investigate the limestone caverns because I love rocks, but this seems great. Pinky turns to her and says, "Oh my god, Maud, I love that you're here. I would love for you to dance." "Yeah, that's not happening." And she sort of turns and walks in your direction, and she introduces herself. She says, "Hi, I'm Maud. I like rocks."
Rook is thinking about the things she likes to do, and has no idea how to describe that she likes to, plan jewel thievery. So she says,
If you think about it, Rook also collects rocks.
right. That's what I was gonna say.
Sorry.
I like rocks. I just like special rocks, I guess.
You know, my boyfriend said that this castle is actually made from a very special type of tree, and they fortified it with rocks that you can only find in other regions of Equestria. For example, this rock here is actually produced in the lava pits, and she's going on and on and on about the details of the rocks, like to the point where you're like, this pony is essentially a geologist, an amateur geologist.
Does she lick the rocks?
She does not lick the rocks because you don't lick rocks.
Yeah, Rook just keeps shoving her face with sweets and pretends to listen.
Okay. So the night continues on. You party for several hours until it's time to retire. As it's winding down, Spike comes back in, the little dragon from before, and he says, okay, I'll show you guys to your rooms. Twilight said that you would each need your own room, so I went ahead and took special care to prepare several rooms for you. So he takes you down the hall, puts you to each of your respective rooms, and oddly enough, it seems to be kind of tailored to your personality. Like, Rarity and Spike were actually able to glean in their small interactions with you. Rook, you have a fairly simple room that tends to have a little bit of a darker tone to it. Epi, you seem to have a room where there are a lot of things in it that aren't quite what they seem. Like, the chair isn't just a chair, it's like a chair that also turns into, that also has like a lamp in it. Like, it seems to be like it's saying it's one thing, but also something else.
I like lamp chair.
Brock, you walk in and it's like one of those upscale motel rooms where like the bed is round and it's like on a platform, and there's like gold trimming everywhere. There's mirrors on the walls everywhere. It's a little bit ostentatious for what's presumably a room that you're going to be staying in for like a night, maybe two. Nadir, you seem to have they weren't really sure what to do with you, so they gave you a room that has a bookshelf on it that has a space for you to sort of slide in if that's where you need to sleep.
Oh, good, because that is exactly what. It doesn't matter how you pitch this room to me. I was gonna say he finds the bookcase and he just slides in.
So they made sure that the bookshelf is full, except for like a small space for you to sort of slip in. Armbar, they got you a room that's a little bit more of a gruff room. It's got like a bed that's got some soft pillows, some soft sheets, but it also has like a barrel of hay with like a cutout of like a person, like it's a punching bag, but it's like a barrel of hay. They got you a crate of apples because you seem to like the apples, and they made sure you had your own coffee machine so that you can make a pony coffee machine so that you can make coffee in the morning.
Perfect.
So I'm assuming that you're all going to go to sleep.
Bold of you to assume we aren't going to just dick around some more.
I mean,
Yeah,
you could
I'm
just
gonna
dick around some more. That's fine too.
more.
All right.
I knew it. I knew who was going to do it too.
All right. How are you preparing for bed? Or not?
Okay. You know what, Brock? You go first.
No, I was guessing that Stephanie was going to be the one dicking around. Brock's just going to brush his teeth and go to bed.
Okay. Well,
And have his lack of dreams.
I think I am going to switch back into the changeling form and presumably walk on the ceiling and just kind of, amble around, check out what all's going on in here. Maybe peek into other people's rooms, just for fun. Wax the wings because they need that every day, otherwise they dry out. It's like chapstick for bugs. What's everybody else doing?
I go to sleep.
Sleep, yeah.
Okay.
Armor's going to have a cup of coffee before he goes to bed.
He's dipping apples into it.
Alright.
Let's go ahead and we'll roll wild magic, Armor.
Alright. I got 18.
You grow a long beard made of feathers.
Oh, perfect! Is it down comforter?
It's gonna stay there until you sneeze. At which point the feathers are gonna explode out of your face.
Nice.
Excellent.
So you grew a beard made of feathers.
My own downy pillow.
At some point, while Armbar is probably wide awake on account of the coffee, just going to kind of crawl over the doorway. I'm going to change into Brock before I do that. Look at him. So that's what happens when you drink coffee. And I'm going to walk on the ceiling, back out. Still looking like Brock Pony.
I like how you didn't try to do a Brock voice at all.
What?
Nope.
You're like, I'm doing the epic
like
voice of Brock.
Totally fooled me.
Those impersonations are getting better.
Oh,
Like
you're
your
right.
impression.
Sorry, I forgot. Yeah. That's what coffee does to you. Good job, buddy.
You got it, boss.
Gonna walk on the ceiling out of the room. Then, in keeping with all things terrible, I'm just like, you know what? I haven't tried Featherbeard yet, and I'm gonna do the Featherbeard like I saw in Armbar, still Brock Pony, and I'm gonna go visit Brock Pony's room, walking on the ceiling. I'm gonna take my rock when I get there. I'm gonna kind of drop it so it lands on him and wakes him up.
You can't be here! I immediately think that it must be Roll.
Oh, well, yes, it's me, your, person that you were expecting. Do you normally have people that are on your ceilings with featherbeards? This is new. And I stroke the featherbeard.
You can't fool me with a Featherbeard roll. I Sonic Blast roll.
Go ahead and roll for it.
What do I roll? Actually, no, I'm just gonna take it. What happened to me?
What do I roll for my Sonic Blast? It just says that I can shoot percussive sound blast. It doesn't say what I roll for it.
I think we said 10.
Alright. That is a 7.
Yeah, sonic manipulation we're calling 10. Okay, so this sonic blast, like this wave of this vibration of sound, just blast comes from Brock and just plasters you to the ceiling, Epi.
So that's what they teach you in the Bard College. Ow.
In fact, the force is so strong it seems to even put little small little cracks in the ceiling.
Epi's going to kind of, that, and then you come off of it, kind of like, when you pull off something. Anyway, and then he falls flat on the
Wait,
floor.
do you get flattened like a pancake and then blow on your thumb to inflate yourself like a cartoon character?
Yes. Oh, alright. So, Brock, calm down. I don't know who Roll is, but it's me! And I change back into Epi. Still with Featherbeard.
I don't need to roll a check. You absolutely know who Roll is.
Alright. Yeah, I do know who Roll is. I forgot about that before I came in here. I probably should have picked, someone else. Would this have worked better? And I turn into Rook.
Don't do that again. That was so rude. Also, I was sleeping. I was having
What
worse
sleeping
not
looks
dreams.
Well, now you're having better dreams because you're not asleep.
Good night, Epi, and I push Epi out of the door of my room and shut the door.
Oh, I'm gonna go bother Nadir.
Oh, good. Okay.
Alright. So now, shaped like Rook with a feather beard, I'm gonna go into Nadir's room.
Can you roll your morph for me?
Yep, I sure can, bud. I sure can. You know what? No, we're doing rubber ducky dice. That's a 4.
Okay, you're Rook, but you seem to be your proportions just a little bit off. You're just a little bit shorter than Rook is IRL.
Do I recognize which of the books on the bookshelf is Nadir?
Roll mind.
Okay. Rubber ducky dice, don't fail me. That's a 3.
You have narrowed it down to 2 books.
Okay. I'm gonna take out 1 book.
Okay, do you want the one that's higher up or the one that's lower?
Let's do higher.
Okay.
Does it have Nadir's face on it?
It does not.
It does now. I use my writing kit.
You're drawing Nadir's face on it.
And then I'm going to take out the book next to Nadir and put Nadir 2.0 in front.
Nadir is now spooning himself.
Nadir, can you...
No, I can't. I'm sorry.
Can you roll body for me? Actually, no. Roll mind for me.
Okay, cool. That's better. 8.
Okay, you realize that something is going on. You're not quite sure what it is. you get the sense that something is happening outside of your person as the book is being placed.
Can I have an idea. Can I pitch something to you?
Yeah.
When Epi took the book that's right next to me, I kind of fell over that like inch or two, and it started to slap me awake just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm still kind of groggy and stuff's coming into focus when I'm shoved back up and another book is put back in that's me.
Perfectly fine.
What? Who? I wasn't aware there was another pony here.
What?
Wait.
No.
The book says nothing.
Wait a minute. He shimmies and pulls himself out. What? Rook? Is that? What are you doing here?
Yes, that's me. I'm Rook.
Yes, clearly. What are you doing here?
Practicing art?
Roll charm.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. What do I? I rolled a 2.
Nadir is pretty sure that you're being dishonest about something. Don't know exactly what it is, but that something's up.
Deer slowly kind of floats down, squints his eyes, looking really closely at Rook, and then goes, just kind of pulls back and sighs. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Is everybody else up?
Well, Brock was up. He's not anymore. Armbar was up. He has a feather beard. I also have a feather beard.
Yes, you do.
I'm going to bounce to try and make it look authentic.
Oh, I thought you were just leaving.
I thought you just said, I'm going to bounce.
Bounces and leave. Yes, I will bounce literally out the door. Just boinky, boinky, boinky. Turn the head around. This is normal. Boinky, boinky, boinky.
Turn the head around in a normal way or in the Exorcist way?
I was just thinking that.
Amazing.
Close enough. It's about a 4. What did I roll for morph? I think it was a 4. Yeah, about a 4's worth of convincingly normal.
All right.
Okay, and now it's time to bother Rook.
So
Working your way down the line.
Yep.
Nadir's gonna go get Epi because that's the only person that apparently isn't awake yet.
You find an empty room.
You go into Epi's room. There is a chair that is illuminated, and that is the only thing in the room.
Can I suggest before you go into the room, Nadir, you send Epi a scroll.
I can send Epi a scroll. Is that gonna do much good if they're asleep, though?
It probably not, but like just in case they happen to be awake.
Okay. Yeah, I'll send him a scroll. Just like, hey, everybody else is up. Get ready. Change yourself into something presentable.
So Epi, you have this message appears in your pocket.
I like how Nadir has no sense of time.
Yeah, right.
You know,
like, Epi hasn't gone to bed yet.
yeah, it's time to go. Rook and Armbar have been asleep for a grand total of about 20 to 30 minutes at this point.
So, Gazelle Rook's going to, in the doorway, is going to stand on the hind legs, open it up, sure thing, and then I turn back into Epi Pony in front of Nadir. And then I carry on down the hallway.
So as you were leaving, you turned into Epi?
Yeah, I stand on my hind legs, open the note. Okay, sure thing. Turn into Epi and walk out.
Yeah, sure, okay.
I'm gonna go bother Rook now.
well, see, Rook ate a lot of sugar, so she is asleep, but it's that kind of fitful sleep. She's tossing and turning.
Ah.
What do you do?
Alright. We are doing some ultra sneak. I've got diamonds. So I'm like, alright.
Okay.
Wait, no. I'm gonna run by the kitchen. I'm gonna get me some of them honey waffles. Like I remember. And then I'm gonna come back to Rook's room. I'm going to sneak in there, set them on top of Rook, and then sneak back out.
On top of me?
Yeah. Epi is still Epi. But I'm going to just,
kitchens don't just have ready-made waffles lying around them. You just go and rummage for some Eggos in the freezer.
Exactly. And I'm gonna put honey on them. And then we're just gonna sneak into Rook's room, all quiet like. We're going to put the Eggos on top of Rook, and then we're going to sneak back out.
Rook, go ahead and roll a body check for me.
Okay, one sec. That's a D10. What? Oh, it's a 10. So a 10 out. So it's a. What's it called?
You roll the D12 next.
Yeah, right. What's it called? Exploding hoof.
Exploding hoof. Yeah.
I rolled a 4.
I'm gonna let you decide. You can either be perfectly still as the pancakes are being set on top of you, or you can. You said that you were having a fitful sleep, so you can have like a jerk or like a body movement that just as the pancakes are on you, you sort of fling them right back at Epi in the face.
I do want to do that. Actually, I want to kind of go what? Yeah, and just fling him anywhere. Just fling him out. Do they hit Epi in the face?
Epi, they're airborne pancakes.
Yeah. Waffles.
Rook just sits up and sees Epi looming over them with a bottle of syrup.
Well, that was gonna happen, but now it's time to deploy Ghost Butler to catch the pancakes.
Kenny's gonna listen to this and be like, why do you all not just take a long rest?
Roll a D8.
I got a 5.
What?
How many waffles did you take?
Took 3. There's a decent amount of honey on there.
I like how Epi takes enough that there has to be an odd number left in the box.
Right?
Yep.
Or that the unseen servant can only catch 2 of them.
Yep.
The unseen servant catches 2 of the waffles. There's still 1 airborne. Let's see. It is headed straight for your face.
I am going to hold my mouth open and see if I can catch it.
Nice.
Body check.
Okay, time for a D4 because I am so strong and mighty. Okay, Diamond D4, don't fail me now. That's a 2. 2 out of 4.
You do that thing where you catch the middle of it with your mouth, but you bite all the way through it so that it just flops down. So you got a bite of it, but it's not in your mouth. It just kind of you caught just the middle, and you essentially have a donut-shaped waffle on the floor.
I am going to very gingerly pick up the donut-shaped waffle. I'm going to set the other 2 waffles that the ghost servant caught. I'm going to put those on the side desk, and then I am going to put the donut waffle... have you ever seen those photos of the cat who has just the toast around its head?
Yeah.
It's my hat now. And I'm going to go back to my regular changeling form, crawl on the ceiling, and go back to bed.
Brooke kind of saw all this, but it was a blur, and she has no idea what she was sure of what she saw.
Rook is just having the weirdest dream right now because there's a bug on her ceiling wearing a waffle hat.
Right, and it's just weird. Too much sugar. That's weird.
So everyone except Nadir is currently asleep.
I guess.
Yep.
How did this happen?
Nadir thinks it's first thing in the morning and not last thing at night.
Nadir, you are in a room that is full of books, so if you wanted to, you could spend some time doing some early morning studying.
Yeah, okay, let's read up on this place.
Okay, so...
Or do I already have knowledge of this place?
You actually established that you have the chapters in you about this place's history when you got the bookmark.
Yes, so
Yeah.
you pick a couple books. Yeah, you can determine the topics later. But while the rest of you are asleep, I need Epi, Armbar, and Rook to roll me a d10.
Okay.
I got a 4.
Me too.
I got a nat 1.
Okay.
Aw.
So, I'm going to start with Brock. So, Brock, you normally don't have real dreams.
Nope.
As a college star, you normally experience roles, memories, right?
Correct.
You are feeling a new sensation. You actually are having a dream right now. You see, as you're experiencing this dream, all of a sudden this black and purple alicorn sort of pops in, and she says, "I have never seen you here before. Who are you?" And she says that to you. She says, "I've never seen you before. Who are you?"
Brock Song, proprietor of the Broad Rock Cafe. Pleasure to meet you. And I bow deeply because I recognize her as a princess, because we saw the princesses or alicorns at the party.
Okay. As you are introducing yourself, Roll is actually going to step out, sort of materializing, and he's going to say, "Brock, what the hell is this? What's going on?"
I'm just used to weird stuff happening to us at this point, aren't you?
I don't know what's going on. I can't deal with this. And during this time, this princess, who you know as Princess Luna, she starts to get really uneasy because she can sense that there's actually two people in this dream besides her, and that's not something that she's used to. She is used to some extent there being shared dreams, but they're usually tethered to bodies. This is what she does. She walks around from dream to dream in Equestria, sort of helping people work through their nightmares and that kind of a thing. But she senses that there's two people in this one body, and it's visibly starting to concern her. As she's getting more and more uncomfortable, and you're bickering with Brock, with Roll, you start to see this black and purple mist form, and it sort of starts to hover behind Roll and seemingly wraps around him. And Roll turns to you and he says, Brock, I'm sick of playing second fiddle to you. Yeah, ha ha ha, fiddle. I know, it's funny. You're a bard. You like jokes, don't you? I'm tired of this. I want to go and I want to do my own thing. I want to be my own man in my own body. And you see that this black and purple mist completely overtake Roll, sort of making him look like super Roll. He's essentially like kind of buffed out. He loses the details of his features. He's now sort of like this mist form. You see this mist sort of cut out and disappear from your dream. And Luna turns to you and she says, "This is not good. This has happened before. And it's gonna take a lot for us to figure out how to get rid of that."
That's not good.
Meanwhile, Epi, what are you dreaming about? You're having pleasant dreams. What are you dreaming about?
Yes. I'm having dreams that are totally normal for Epi, who is definitely, a changeling pony. I'm trying to think what I'm definitely dreaming about chair lamp, moths and lamps and all that. I'm just having a grand time sitting on chair lamp.
Chair lamp, okay. Okay. So
Empty room, chair lamp.
As you're dreaming about chair lamp, Mortimer is gonna sort of drift in to your dream.
Oh, hey, Mort.
And Mortimer's actually gonna be able to talk to you, and you're not gonna actually need to write to Mort this time. Mort says, "Epi, I sense some strange things are going on right now, and I'm not sure exactly how we're supposed to handle this."
Oh no!
And as he's talking to you, you see sort of appear the Roll black mist that just left Brock's dream, and you see this mist walk up to Mortimer and sort of just get his arm around Mortimer, and you see Mortimer sort of assimilate into this black mist.
Hey now, that's my book. That is my friend. Get back to your own dream, Roll. And I'm gonna...
Listen here, Epi. I'm tired of all these shenanigans. You and that jerk Brock. I know this back and forth playful rivalry you have. I'm tired of it. I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna do the one thing that I've wanted to do for a while. And that is be my own man, and do my own thing in my own body. Screw you guys. I'm gonna go, and if I have to take over Equestria to do it, if this is how I have to do it, to be my own man, I'm gonna do it. And he sort of fades out and disappears. As he's disappearing, you see a very rushed-looking Princess Luna appear in the dream, turn to you and say, "Did you see anything strange?" And as she's looking around your dream, she's like, "Stranger, did you see anything stranger in this dream just now? Something unsettling, something unusual?"
Well, I don't know if it was strange or unusual, because Roll is just like this all the time, but he stole Mortimer. That's like my pen pal.
Who did?
Roll, yeah. He looks a lot like Brock, but like if Brock had a terrible personality. Like, he really doesn't take no for an answer. Like, he could have just asked, like, "Hey, can you bring back another body and shove me in it?" But no, he had to be like, "No, I'm stealing your book."
This is very important. What color was Roll?
So that was a black cloud. It was all ugh.
Oh, geez. Oh, man, this is worse than I thought. It seems to be spreading. I need you and your friends, particularly that Brock fellow. I need you all to come see me tomorrow in the castle of Canterlot. Ask for Princess Luna. We need to figure out how we are going to take care of this. Because if we let this continue to spread, eventually no pony is going to have a nice dream ever again. And we risk there being this darkness night monster ruling over Equestria. This almost happened before. We managed to tackle this with the help of Princess Twilight and her friends, but I don't know that they're going to be helpful this time, because this seems to be tied to you and your friends. There's something about you that's different. Something about you that's not of equestrian origin, it seems.
What? I'm completely normal. I am in bug form in my dream.
I don't see very many changelings' dreams. That in and of itself should be a red flag. But get your friends together, come to the castle, and we're gonna have to sort this out.
Sure thing, bud.
And then she is gonna go and she's trying to tail after this creature that has been formed. So she runs off. Armbar and Rook, you have your normal happy dreams. This is a place where you're generally just gonna have happy dreams. So you're relatively unaffected. So we have this black, shadowy nightmare creature that is now the assimilation of Roll and Mortimer that is sort of wandering around.
Okay, you listen to Bard Rock Cafe. Get on to sassygamers.com and listen to more episodes. And become a patron. I'll read your cards. Do it. Patreon.com/bardrockcafe. Till next time.